everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we're taking a look at the Zaya Missions and Powers expansion pack. It's a small little expansion that comes with, it's just cards, it's got new abilities for all of the ships, and it's got new mission types to add to your mission deck. So let's get right down to the table. While you're watching this, if you see anything that you think you might be interested in as far as the game goes, whether it's Zaya the base game, the expansion pack, the big expansion pack, or this one, be sure to check the description below for a link where you can purchase those, and also for other ways to support the channel. All right, let's get right down the table and look at the Zaya Missions and Powers expansion pack. All right, let's take a look at the mission types first. So here we have Assist, which obviously is a lawful mission. You can see first you'll start by flying to a mission point in any, in this case, gate, and most of these, let me see if I can find a couple others real quick of the assists. You can see here's another one that in this case you'd fly to an ice asteroid sector. So they have different sector types. Not instead of specific sectors, it's a sector type that you'll have to fly to the mission point. Then gear up, place X number of 1,000 credit coins on this card. X equals 1, 2, or 3, which is the player's choice. At which point the player then targets the player on her right, and success as an action when adjacent to the target, spend X energy. So in this, so if you put 1, 2, or 3 credits, then you would spend, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, or 3,000 credits, then you would spend 1, 2, or 3 energy. The target then chooses one, either heal X damage, gain X energy, or move up to 2X spaces. Then you gain all the credits on this card, and the target can't refuse this. So you get that just by being next to them, basically. But you're also helping them out a little bit. All right, here we've got Transport. Arrive, fly to a mission point in any lawful planet. So again, we're using types of sector tiles. Then load, place X, in this case, spice in your hold. Place 2X damage on this card right here. And then X equals 1, 2, or 3, again, your choice. So for instance, you put 2 spice in your hold, you place 4 damage on this card. Target the player on your left, and then success. As an action when adjacent, give the target X spice, so the amount that you have in your hold, which can't be refused, and you jettison any excess. Gain 2,000 credits for each cargo cube that was not jettisoned. And penalty, after you load, if you discard this mission without completing it, take all damage on this card as unblockable. So in this case, this is one of the few, I believe the only mission card type that penalizes you for jettisoning a uncompleted mission. And then you gain a 2,000 credit bounty as well. No penalty though if your ship's destroyed. Here we've got Boom. So first you're going to start by flying to a mission point in any, again, sector type, in this case asteroid. Put the detonator on this card. Use a 1 damage token, so put a detonator on this card. Target the second player on your right, and then armed as an action, jettison the detonator. You may take 1 action and unlimited minor actions, then roll a d20 to determine combat damage, range from the detonator, and possible reward. So you roll a 1 through 10, the ships within 1 space get 4 damage and you gain 2,000 credits. 11 through 20 ships within 4 spaces get 8 damage, 4,000 credits. Ignore borders except stars, planetary shields, and entrances. Once armed, you may not discard this mission. And then the target, if your target, so the second player on your right, is within the blast, success, get reward credits. If instead the target is outside the blast, mission fails, success or fail, you gain a 2,000 credit bounty and you remove the detonator. And finally, Counterfeit is the final new mission type. So in this case, you fly again to a particular sector type, target the player on your left. As an action when adjacent to target, declare how you will split 4,000 credit reward. So you, as the player doing this, decide how the 4,000 credit reward is going to be split. Then the target must pick to either launder or snitch. After they pick that, you roll a d20. So a 1 through 10, if they had picked launder prior to the roll, success split the credits as declared. You and the target each gain a 1,000 credit bounty. Or if the target snitched, the mission fails, only you get the 1,000 credit 1,000 credit bounty. If you roll 11 through 20, the launder, success, split the credits as declared, or if they snitched, success still, you get all 4,000 credits and a 2,000 credit bounty. All right, so now let's take a look at the ship powers that we're going to be getting with this. So here is the Batea Grid or excuse me, the Vagabond's ability Batea Grid that already comes with it. And here's the new one, Quantum Ripple. When you take the blind, jump, or scan action, choose the orientation of the new sector. Edge symbols need not match. And when you use impulse, if there are no unexplored sectors, +1 movement. All right, so now here we've got the Easy Tigers Attack X ability, which is the original one. And the new one is Hypercalc 32. When you would roll to use an outfit, instead of rolling, you may treat each die as a natural 3. Mods apply normally after the result. And when you would roll for a border, instead of rolling, you may treat the roll as a natural 2. Use this power before you roll, only applies to your own rolls. You've got the numerator's Afterburner ability, and the new one, LR Scan. When you collect an exploration token, you may pay 5 energy to double the result. In other words, 2 cargo or +10 movement, etc., etc. As an action, only if there are no exploration tokens on the board, pay 5 energy to place a random exploration token on a previously collected space at least 3 sectors away, and reshuffle use exploration tokens if necessary. So, and that doesn't mean that all possible exploration tokens have been found. So for instance, it doesn't have to be that the entire board's been explored. It just means that currently there are none out. All right, then Oversurge was Swamp Rat's original ability, and here we have VRX Heatsink. Each damage on your outfits gives +1 instead of -1 when used, not to exceed the outfit maximum. As an action, deal 1 unblockable damage to your ship. All right, here we've got the Ghost Stalker's Disruptor Field ability, and now over here we've got the Crypto Lance. Planetary shield borders never stop your movement. You must still roll when you cross them. On a 1 through 10, take damage, but don't gain bounty. And then treat damage from planetary shields as blockable environmental damage. Mag Harpoon, the persistent memory is Mag Harpoon, which is the original one, and so the new one is Total Recoil. You may use weapon outfits as if they were engine outfits. GTS only applies when using them as engines. Each of your shield piercer mods are 3 weaker than usual. All right, and here's the energy scoop for the Puddle Jumper, and the new one is the Eco Core. During your status phase, pay 0 energy to arm your markers. You may arm markers even if you would normally be stranded. Here we've got the Skimmer's Recall ability, and the new one is Micro Jump. As a minor action, spend 2 energy to place your ship on an adjacent asteroid, ice asteroid, or debris space. When placing your ship with this power, do not roll for borders. And the EMP Burst for the Bitter Karma, and the new one, Dimension number 10. When your ship respawns, you start with 0 damage and choose your spawn point. At the start of your turn, you may self-destruct your ship, respawn immediately, and continue with your turn normally. Note, you cannot collect cargo cubes in the same turn you jettison them. Here we've got Occam's Razor's Pyrian Railgun, and here is the Solar Capacitor. During your status phase, pay 0 energy to arm markers from weapon outfits. When you are within 1 sector of a star and use a blaster outfit, +1 to each activation, not to exceed the outfit maximum, and gain 1 energy per activation. A star is anything with a star border. If you activate 2 or more blasters at the same time, each marker gets +1 and earns 1 energy. Calculate any bonus on activation. Next up, we've got the Crimbler. The original ability is Nano Regeneration, and here is Kinetic Weave. As a minor action, spend 2 movement to repair 1 damage. Note, you may only take actions if it's your turn. All right, and here is the Magharo's Sentry Gun. The new one is Double Agent. While an outlaw, you may use lawful planetary entrances. When you upgrade your ship, you may keep your bounty, including when you upgrade this ship. While you have a bounty, when you upgrade to this ship. While you have a bounty of 4,000 credits or greater, gain a 1,000 credit discount on Tier 2 weapons, Tier 3 weapons, ship repairs, buying fame. As an action, spend 1,000 credits to increase your bounty by 2,000. And here's the Lone Drifter with Autopilot, and the new one, Inertia Harness. After you take the buy action, move up to 3 spaces. After you take the sell action, move it to 3 spaces. If the sell generated cargo that was in demand, move up to 6 spaces instead. Here we have Gaydon's evasive thrusters and the new one, Scar Light Hull. When you would take damage, reduce the damage by 1 or reduce it by 3 if it is combat damage. Unblockable damage cannot be reduced. The -3 reduction isn't negated by shield pierces since it's not a shield. During your status phase, skip the freeze step. During your business phase, you may repair regular damage at no cost. And now moving on to tier 3, here is the Slow Leaks Shockwave, and here is Graviton Pulse. As an action, only if your sector lacks a star, spend 5 energy. Then in any order you choose, move each ship in your sector directly toward the center space as far as possible. Ships moved through borders must roll as if they moved there, but they do not receive bounty. You get credit for any ships that are destroyed. If the next space on a ship's path is to the center is occupied, it stops moving. If a ship fails to move through a planetary shield, it stops moving. A star is anything with a star border your ship is affected to. All right, here's the Carriac with absorption shields and the new one, Prototype Shield. When you activate 1 or more shields, roll 1 extra die, then remove the lowest value. When you use a shield to block damage, you may repair 1 damage for every 4 excess shield, after blocking as much damage as possible. When you use the shield to block damage for the first time each turn, gain 1,000 credits. This works on other players' turns in addition to your own. All right, and then we've got the Cold Phoenix's Wormhole Ripper and its new one, the Termination Helix. As a minor action, spend 2 energy to place your ship adjacent to another ship in your sector. Note, planetary border entrances block adjacency, but other borders do not. Here we've got the Nightshade with its replication drive, and Duplicant is its new ability. As an action, spend 2 energy to move your replication token to a space on an outfit in your ship. The space must not be damaged or a used space. The replication token acts as an additional used space for that outfit. You may not place mods on the replication token. If you move the replication token when it has damage or an armed marker on it, they move with it. If your ship is destroyed, the replication token remains where it was when your ship respawns. Here we've got the Constant Sorrow's Particle Ray Beam and its new one, the Green Lightning. As an action, spend 2 energy and use exactly 1 armed marker to activate a blaster outfit. The result of the roll is X, see below. Choose one of the 6 directions, then place your ship in an unoccupied space up to X spaces in that direction. Ignoring all borders, any ship between your starting and ending space takes 2 damage. The damage is combat damage, and shield pierces apply modifiers to the roll, if any, as if it were a normal blaster attack. And hard bargaining for the Manchester with its new one, Scoundrel's Gambit. At any time, you may jettison 1 cargo cube to prevent 5 damage. If the cargo is Ember, prevent 10 damage instead. Note, you cannot collect cargo cubes the same turn you jettison them. If you use this power to prevent damage from a border, the cargo is placed in the space before entering the border. Here is the Long Haul's Shuttle Bay, and we have Live Stream 1 is the final one here. Plus X to all mission rolls, engine activations, and impulse movement. X equals the number of your titles. At the start of your turn, cannot exceed normal outfit maximum, calculate any bonus on activation. At the start of your turn, you may draw 1 title. It is now available for any player to claim. When you complete a title's objective, you may claim it immediately instead of waiting until your status phase. So there you go. Those are the cards that you'll get with the Xayah Missions and Powers Expansion Pack. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. You can be sure to check me out over on Twitter at boredoffline. And until next time, if you're bored online, bored offline.